Hey there everyone, Porterhouse here, and today we are in the world of tanks. Now, please excuse me, I have a cold, so I cough a bit and I sound a bit hoarse, and it sucks. But anyway, I have two matches for you today, both in my Tiger 1. I have been trying to catch some footage in my Tiger 2, but I haven't gotten anything I would consider, well, episode worthy, so I'm still working on it, and I'm still trying to get used to this tank. So for now, I have stepped back to my Tiger 1, which I have just been enjoying the hell out of. I got two matches, one really good one and one pretty decent one, and I hope you enjoy the episodes. Now, before I go, I just want to let you know that they are pre-staging the update to version 1 of World of Tanks, and you can get that by going into the settings on the client and making sure the little box is checked. So when the day comes when they release it, it'll install automatically already, and you don't have to worry about trying to get server access in the middle of everybody else trying to download at the same time. So be sure to check that out. Anyway, on with the matches. Hey there everyone. Alright, this is the first match of the episode, and I am in my Tiger 1. This is an encounter battle in Red Shire. I am top tank, top tier, which is getting pretty rare these days. Seems to happen more often in tier 7 than anything else with me lately, so I've been playing the hell out of my Tiger 1 with good results. So with me, as you're going to see, is going to be this Tiger 131, and there is a, I'm not sure what he is. Well, there's a couple mediums as well, and then another heavy. So I'm going to move up to the east side of the map, which is typically where the heavies go. And as you will see, we'll run into all of their heavies, and the battle gets really, really ugly. I have been really happy with my Tiger 1. I have played a few matches in my Tiger 2, just not getting the same results, plus the matchmaking for that seems horrible. I just keep drawing matches with tier 10 vehicles, and at that point, even in a Tiger 2, I'm pretty much just a target. But both tanks, Tiger 1 and Tiger 2, have pretty tough armor. As you will see, I bounced quite a few rounds on this tank. I see that HT out there by himself, and as I round that corner, I see that there's a KV3 and then a KV1 that's making me a little nervous. So I take a big chunk out of that KV3, he shoots back and hits that rock. And I'm actually more worried about the KV2 than anything, especially if he's using the derp gun. And I want to get a shot into this KV1, but I barely see him and I miss. That KV2 looks like he's going to take a shot at me. And yep, he hits me, and when I fire back, I hit that stupid rock. Because it's the rock's fault. Now somebody's already on the cap, and I got artied. Because that's what arties do. I see that KV2 has decided to ignore me, and he's going to pay for that. Now, I thought about shooting over this hump, and then I thought, nope, that just makes me a big target, so I'm going to come around. There's that KV2, and I smoke him. So that's my first kill, and then I see the HT is turning around, but he is not fast enough to put around an enemy that does anything, so, yep, bounced around off of him. And then that KV3, I got a shot into his butt, set him on fire. And then I finish him, so that's my third kill. Now that KV1S is around the corner there. He bounces around off of me. And I'm not fast enough to put a round into him. And that explosion that you just heard was one of my teammates. And I am just bouncing rounds left, right, and center. And then all of a sudden that T-67 and that Wolverine just start penning the shit out of me. So I rush down to get behind this hill, and I have lost over 50% of my durability. And then if you look back, all of my teammates are gone. It's just me now on this side. So I'm going to put it back in game camera. And my intention was to go after the artillery. And as soon as I round this corner, eventually, Tiger 1, not the fastest tank. Good tank, but not the fastest. I see that SU, and that T-67 puts another round into me, and then bounces, I think, his third or fourth shot off of me. Now, I don't want to go back out there because I know that Wolverine's around there somewhere, too. And he's already racked up 3 kills. So what I want to do is go down the riverbed and then cut up through the town where they can't see me. Now, one of my teammates has made it onto the cap. And I can see he is dueling with that T-34. Might be kind of a stiff competition for him, or a stiff fight for him. So I start moving up as fast as I can in a Tiger. And unfortunately he gets destroyed. So now it is just the 2 mediums. Oh, 1 medium and 2 TDs and the thing. And I see the jumbo. And he's moving up into the cap. And I see him. And he's right out there in the open. And I smoke him. Now at the same time I see that Wolverine. I thought, aha, he's going to take a poke at me. And excuse me, I have a cold, so if I sound a little rough, that's why. So I move up and I see that he is actually laying on his side. And I actually missed the first shot, which sucked. Wait for the reload and I finish him. I felt kind of bad about that. So anyway, that's 6 kills right there. I don't feel too bad for him because there's been a number of times where I've been on my side, and usually in smaller tanks. I've never flipped a big tank. So I'm going to move up into the cap, and I can see that Munoz is moving up as well. And I see the Dicker Max is coming in. So now we're all sitting in the cap, we will all be sitting in the cap here. The only real threat left is that T-67, and I have a shrewd idea where he is, and but I don't want to move out of cover to go look for him. And sure enough, he's where I thought he was. I was thinking about sticking my nose up over the edge of the map to take a poke at him, and he both got artied and shot by the TD, so that's the only really serious opponent left. Now that artillery, that SU, or no, not SU, S-51 is just dropping blind rounds. And nobody is quite sure where he is. However, I don't want to leave the cap at this point. We're almost halfway there, and I didn't see any point to moving out of the cap. And I don't think any of my teammates did either. So we're just turning circles and hoping to avoid artillery blind fire. And that's it. End of match. I got 6 kills. We had a lot of fun. It was a good match. I had good teammates. Yay, victory. As you can see, everybody, that was a really outstanding match for me. I got 6 kills. I'm almost tempted just to call it 5 because this Wolverine was tipped over on his side, and I kind of felt bad. I didn't realize it at first, but when I zeroed in on him, I realized that he was laying on his side. But, you know, he shot at me, so screw him. Anyway, the KV-1S, the Jumbo, and the KV-2, the HT, and the KV-3, all these were pretty well wounded by my teammates who did a really good job on that one corner of the map. I got the Top Gun for doing 6 or more kills. I got Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different vehicles. I got Shellproof, having total damage blocked by armor exceed the hit points of my tank. Duelist, of course, and Mastery Badge 2nd class. And I did not get top damage, but I did get top kills. And I got a pretty decent chunk of change for it. So all in all, that was a really good match. Okay, everybody, this is the Ruinberg map. I am not top tank, but I am near the top at a tier 7. There's some tier 8s above me on both sides, including that Defender and the PZ-58, which you will see more of both here in a bit. Now, I got some pretty stiff competition on my side as well. There's a VK100, and I see that clan name a lot, so I'm assuming they're pretty large. Not like my dinky little clan. We got like 8 members. Now I'm moving up down toward the cap, and it was my intention to go directly there, and I got sidetracked as I hit about this area. There's some tanks that are going to be just north of us, and there's the first one, and it is a T-37, and that's almost a one-shot kill for me, but he is moving way too fast. Now there's this PC-58 who's sticking up above the hill, and I put a round into him, and he starts moving back before I could reload, and I was intending on moving along, and then he pops up again, and he takes a shot at me and gets a little chunk out of me. I was not real happy about that. So I put another round into him, and he hits me again. So at this point, I was a little irritated. And artillery, of course, you know, shot at me as well, because artillery always shoots at me. So I'm going to turn around because I'm actually a little irked at this point, and it's not the player's fault. I should have just moved on, but I was being kind of a jerk about it. I really wanted this PZ-58 after he put 2 shots into my heavy tank. And then I kind of got a flash of red off that Scorpion G, and I do love shooting a TD, especially Scorpion Gs. I had one night where, like 3 matches in a row, where I managed to destroy 3 Scorpion Gs, so I was pretty tickled about that. And I see he's moved up behind someplace where I can't really get at him, and I was kind of hoping he'd back up into a view, but I'm not seeing anything, and then he takes an artillery round. And so I blind fired at him and got nothing, except for a stone wall, and then he kind of disappears. And I can see him that he's behind that hill, but there's no way in heck I'm going to be able to get him. And so I thought, well, maybe I can get that Scorpion or that T-34. The T-34 got ammo racked. And that IS is down behind those buildings, down the hill a little bit. So at this point I'm thinking, nah, I need to move on. So I back up and paused for a minute because I was still thinking I was going to go up that way to go after him. And then I decided against it. And I usually try to avoid running over trees because that could get spotted by artillery if they're looking in the right area. And of course, so I hit another one, because that's what I do. So at this point, I see this Defender and one of my teammates squaring off with him, Special Child, and I'm going to go up and try to help him out. And unfortunately, by the time I even get really close to him, I get up to the corner, I see where he's sitting. He managed to get a shot into that Defender, and just as I hit that corner, the Defender pops around, lets him have it. So, Special Child, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I should have not been screwing around with the PZ-58. Now, this Defender's got his barrel sticking out, and I don't know if you realize this, you can shoot the barrels on the tanks. And if the RNG is with you, you can actually damage or even break the gun, because it's happened to me and it sucks. So unless you have a repair kit or have a crew with a good repair speed, you're kind of boned. So I move up and his barrel's still sticking out, so I take another shot at it. And that time I did damage it. Now that Hellcat comes running out, but I'm more preoccupied with the defender. And I'm not sure why it took him so long to reload. I don't know if that's a defender thing. But he does get in a shot into me. But then he just sits there and kind of ignores me. And I think by the time he realized that he was getting spanked by me, it was just a little too late. I don't know if they have a long reload time or if his gun really was damaged. And too late for him. And at that point, I didn't even realize my tracks were damaged. So right there's my first kill, and it is a Tier 8 vehicle, so I was kind of tickled about that. So I'm going to move up to the cap, and I can see my teammates are having a rough time with something up here. And I didn't see it until I started getting closer. And I was a little shy about crossing that street, that intersection, because there's usually somebody hiding down that way. So you can see me being cautious. I didn't see anything. Doesn't always mean there's not a TD down the way that take a pot shot at me. Speaking of TDs, there's this Hellcat that's been giving my teammates a hard time. So I pop around that corner and let him have it right in the face. Now Dragon moved up and got shot and destroyed, unfortunately. And I see this SU. And he let me have it. And it didn't do too much damage. But he actually is probably one of the more dangerous to me. And I finished that Hellcat. And I know there's another tank around that corner, and there he is. It's Cromwell. He thinks he's hiding, and he's not. I mean, the turret armor on a Cromie is pretty tough, but not tough enough for an 88mm. And I tried to take another shot at him, and I'm just a little low, and I hit the rubble, of course. Because I do that, too. So I move up, I get my reload, and I'm just going to try to aim just a tad bit above. He fires and misses, and I hit him again. At this point, he realizes that he's going to lose. And my teammate goes around and destroys him. Circled around the block and got him. So good job to AWS. Now that SU comes around the corner again. And like a doofus, well, you know, actually that was just luck right there, because I hit him on usually the hardest part of his armor. You can see I hit near there again and just bounced. He hits me again, and I'm starting to get a little worried. So I aim for a softer spot and let him have it. So that's 3 kills. And right now at this point, there's only a TD. It's a Dicker Max, and he gets it from behind. So now all we got left is the artillery. And I'm about to tell my teammates to go arty hunting, and actually before I even finished typing, they actually got the guy, and that was the end of the match. It was victory for us. Okay, folks, I am not going to lie. That was a little bit of a white knuckler for me, just because I was getting down there in durability points, and I had put myself up against this defender who I ended up getting in 5 shots, but I did get him. This guy was irritating me, and I really wanted to go after him, but I just let it go. This SU also was irritating me, but he was near me, so. And the Cromwell, of course, everybody takes a shot at Cromwell, and I just had to take this Hellcat out. And you saw that medium tank that was there with me went around, circled behind the block, and finished that Cromwell for us. So he did a really good job. Pretty happy with that. So I got Bruiser, I got Fire for Effect, I got my Duelist, and my Mastery Badge First Class. I did almost 3,000 points of damage. And I am almost... Nope, I am not top damage or top kills. The guy in the VK100 just went through and mowed everybody down. Good heavens. And then I got a really nice chunk of change out of that, so that was a really good match. Alright, 2 good matches, 2 good results. The first one was obviously pretty spectacular, 6 kills. I cannot break that 6 kills. That is the most I have ever done in any match. But I'll get there. So I'm hoping to catch some episodes or get some good footage for you all in the Tiger 2. Still trying to get used to it. I've had some good matches, but nothing I would consider episode worthy, as I said before. But keep your fingers crossed. Anyway, that's it for the episode. If you enjoyed, please remember to hit that like button, drop me a comment, and subscribe if you have not already done so. I will see you all at the next Porterhouse Plays.